Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that every single one of us experiences, but we often misunderstand. That constant feeling of inner tension, of being pulled in two different directions at once. This isn't just some abstract idea. It's a fundamental part of being human. Think about it. Inside you, right now, there are two primary forces at play. This isn't because you're broken or flawed. It's simply the way we're designed. One of these forces is all about comfort. It loves what's familiar, what's easy, and what feels good right now. It's the voice that says, "I'm tired, let's just watch another episode," or "Don't speak up, it's safer to stay quiet." It wants relief from any kind of struggle. It craves certainty. It seeks approval from others, and it just wants to rest. This voice is loud, demanding, and focused on immediate satisfaction. But there's another force, a second voice. This one is usually quieter. It doesn't scream for attention. It pulls you toward growth, toward becoming more aligned with your true self, and toward living a life of meaning. It doesn't promise comfort or immediate rewards. In fact, it often asks you to step into discomfort. But what it offers is far more profound, a sense of direction, a purpose. It's the quiet whisper that encourages you to try something new, to face a fear, or to stick with a difficult project because you know it matters in the long run. So, when you feel that inner struggle, that sense of being stuck or inconsistent, it's crucial to understand what's really happening. Most of the time, this isn't a battle between good and evil. It's a conflict between two perfectly legitimate parts of you. You're not failing when you feel this way. You're just experiencing the natural tension between these two fundamental drives. Think of it like this. The first force, the comfort seeker, is constantly asking, "How do I feel right now? How can I make this moment better, easier, safer?" It's a short-term survival mechanism. The second force, the growth seeker, is asking a very different question. Who am I becoming over time? What is the right path for my future self? It's focused on the long game. Here's the key. Neither of these forces is ever going to disappear, and trying to crush one of them is a losing battle. In fact, the more you try to eliminate your desire for comfort, the stronger and more rebellious it becomes. True maturity, true inner clarity, doesn't come from silencing the conflict. It comes from understanding it. It is about learning which voice should be in the driver's seat and which one should be a passenger, heard, acknowledged, but not in control of the wheel. Clarity arrives when you stop seeing this inner tension as a problem and start seeing it for what it is, the very structure of your inner world. The first step is just to recognize these two different pulls within you. In a moment, we'll explore exactly why this struggle seems to be a constant companion in our lives. So why does this inner battle feel so relentless? Why can't we just pick a side and be done with it? The reason is that these two forces don't operate in shifts. They aren't taking turns. They are both active inside you all the time, coexisting. Gaining a moment of profound insight doesn't suddenly erase your desire for comfort. And going through a difficult time doesn't make that quiet pull toward meaning vanish. They are always both present. It helps to realize they speak completely different languages. One voice, the comfort seeker, is fluent in the language of the present moment. It reacts to what's happening right now, your feelings, your environment, your immediate needs. The other voice, the growth seeker, speaks the language of the long view, of vision and values. It's responding to a timeline that stretches far into the future. Now, when you're under pressure, stressed, tired, or scared, which voice do you think gets louder? Naturally, it's the reactive, comfort-seeking one. It starts shouting, "This is too hard. We need to escape. Find a distraction now." This isn't a moral failure. It's a biological, perfectly natural response to perceived threats. The big mistake we make is assuming that because this voice is the loudest, it must be the most important. We mistake its urgency for authority. And this is where we get into trouble. When we try to fight that loud voice, to silence it, what happens? The conflict just gets more intense. It's like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. The more you push it down, the more forcefully it will eventually pop back up. The goal is not elimination. The goal is leadership. Imagine your inner world is a company. Both voices have a role. Both get a seat at the table. But they can't both be the CEO. Only one can set the ultimate direction. When your reactive, comfort-seeking side takes over as CEO, your life starts to feel chaotic and unstable. You're just bouncing from one immediate desire to the next without any real progress. But when your deeper, growth-oriented side is leading, something amazing happens. The reactive part doesn't disappear, but it settles down. It realizes it's not in charge of the big decisions, and it can relax a little. So this struggle persists, not because you've failed or because you're doing something wrong. It persists because growth isn't a one-time event. It's a dynamic, ongoing relationship between these two parts of yourself. It's a continuous dance. The real question then becomes, how do we make sure the right part is leading? How do we restore that sense of inner direction when we feel lost? That's what we'll dive into next. So how do you actually learn to let the right voice lead? How do you cultivate that inner leadership? The first thing to understand is that leadership isn't proven by never messing up or never feeling overwhelmed. It's not about being perfect. It's proven by how you return, how you come back to center after you've been pulled off course. Think about that deeper, quieter voice, the one that pulls you toward growth. It has a certain quality to it. It doesn't rush you. It doesn't panic when things go wrong. It carries a sense of steadiness, of calm. It's patient. Your reactive side might be screaming in a crisis, but the deeper voice is the one that says, "Okay, let's breathe. What's the next right step?" Every single time you bring your awareness back to that steady voice, even for a moment, you are shifting the leadership inside you. You might still feel angry, or anxious, or tired. The emotions haven't vanished, but a subtle change has occurred. You are no longer completely lost inside them. You've created a little bit of space, a bit of perspective. You are now the one observing the feeling, rather than being the feeling itself. This is where real stability comes from. Not from trying to control or suppress your emotions, but from gaining perspective on them. It's about remembering that you are larger than any single feeling or impulse. You are the space in which all of it happens. This is why the struggle itself is not a flaw to be fixed. It's actually evidence that something real and important is happening inside you. It's proof that you're not just passively drifting. The tension means that your deeper self is active, that it's fighting for a more meaningful direction. It's a sign that you are in the process of becoming. And here is the most powerful part. When you stop judging this inner tension, when you stop telling yourself you're weak or broken for feeling it, the tension itself begins to change. It starts to organize itself. It doesn't magically resolve into some state of perfect, conflict-free bliss. That's not the goal. Instead, it organizes itself into direction. The energy that was once tied up in internal warfare is now freed up to move you forward. The two forces start to work together, in a way. The comfort seeker helps you rest and recover, while the growth seeker guides the overall journey. So the next time you feel that inner pull, that conflict, try not to fight it. Just notice it. Acknowledge both voices. Thank the one that's trying to keep you safe and comfortable, and then, gently, turn your attention to the quieter one and ask, "Where are we going?" That simple shift is the beginning of true inner leadership. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more conversations like this. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.